Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 3 of the Dare to Dream podcast. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kayla Glaze, and I'm a singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, music producer, and music mixer in Nashville, Tennessee. Whether you're a new listener or you've been listening to my podcast, I just wanted to first off say thank you so much for listening. And with that being said, let's hop into episode 3. Episode 3 is titled, What is Your Why? In the episode before this, we talked about getting your head straight, which basically means confronting any beliefs that you might be believing that could be preventing you from taking steps towards your goals and your dreams. In this episode, we're going to be talking about having a strong why for why you are actually wanting to see this dream that you're pursuing become a reality. Now, maybe you're sitting there and you're like, Kayla, I've already listened to the first couple episodes of this podcast and I'm ready to dive into the practical stuff. Why aren't we doing that yet? The reason why we're talking about these things first, like your mindset and knowing your why before actually jumping in and talking about the practical steps you can take towards your goals and your dreams, is because it's actually going to help you when you experience and encounter obstacles that might try to get in your way to keep you from pursuing that goal or that dream. Having the right mindset and knowing your why are the things that are going to keep you working every day towards seeing that goal or dream become a reality. And your mindset and your why are the things that are actually going to help you to push through any obstacle that you might face along the way. So let's get into this. I'm just going to start off by asking you the question, why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you wanting to pursue this goal or this dream? What are you wanting the end result to be and why? This is so important to know. And honestly, I encourage you to actually write this down. Keep it in front of you somewhere. Because if you don't know why you're actually wanting this dream to happen, then when you experience things like opposition, discouragement, hopelessness, exhaustion, it's going to be really hard to overcome those feelings and to keep going, to keep working towards this goal and this dream. When you feel discouraged, when you feel like giving up, when someone tells you you can't do it, when someone tells you you're not good enough, when you've been at it for a while and you feel like you're not really seeing things happen and you're starting to feel hopelessness, if you don't have a strong why for why you would keep going, and you don't have that in front of you, in the forefront of your mind, it's going to be pretty easy to give into those feelings of discouragement, to give into those feelings of hopelessness, and to eventually give up and quit. So I'm just going to talk about this with my journey in pursuing a career in music and my dreams with music for a second. I've had people actually message me and say, I've literally watched you pursue music and this dream you have with music for years, and you've never given up. You've never quit. And they're like, how do you have so much drive and tenacity to just continue to pursue this dream for years? If someone were to walk up to me and ask me that question, my answer would be, I have a really strong why. I have really strong reasons for why I'm pursuing the dreams that I have with music. And honestly, a lot of those reasons are actually way bigger than me. For me, I'm not just pursuing music for myself. I will say that I do have a dream to become a super well-known artist. I would love to be a world touring artist. But my reasons for wanting those things to happen actually don't really have to do with me. For me, I dream about having a super influential platform where I can actually be a massive voice that makes a difference in a lot of people's lives. I have a dream to be an influential artist that not only impacts the lives of the people who just listen to my music, who are not in the music industry, but I also have a really big dream and a really big heart to also be a really great friend to other really influential artists, songwriters, producers in the music industry. There are so many people in the music industry whose self-worth is attached to what they do and to their talents and giftings. And I've lived that life. I've been down that road and I've experienced how hard that is. I've experienced what it's like to be up on a stage and to have thousands of people applauding you And then when you're alone by yourself in your bedroom, you feel depressed because you don't feel like anyone genuinely knows you for who you really are. And I know there are a lot of artists, songwriters, and producers who feel that way in the music industry. I also know a lot of artists and songwriters who have had horrible experiences with music producers in the music industry. And so as a female music producer, which by the way, only 2% of music producers in the music industry are women, I have this dream to come in as a producer and to give artists and songwriters an experience of value, to where when artists and songwriters and other producers work with me, they actually leave feeling like, wow, I feel like I was genuinely valued and seen and heard for who I am as a person and an artist. I feel like my voice was heard. I feel like my voice was valued. And I feel like I was given a safe space to be fully myself in such a way that my potential was really able to come out during this experience. I want artists and songwriters to leave having the experience of, wow, I experienced more of the potential in myself than I even thought was possible. And to create a space that is full of integrity, full of honor, and really professional, and also really relational. Because a lot of artists and songwriters do not get that in studios with producers. Another dream that I have is, I feel like the rock genre, the rock and roll genre, all of that stuff, it's been painted or portrayed as a very drug-ridden, sex-addicted, trashy genre. I'm not saying that that's how everyone views it, but I will say that I feel like the rock genre, the rock and roll genre, it is very much portrayed like that. Like, oh, you're a rock star, like you're doing drugs, you're doing all this stuff. I have a huge dream to actually be a very influential artist in the rock genre that carries integrity and actually portrays blues rock music, alternative rock music, pop rock music in a way to where you don't have to do drugs to do this dope style of music. I want to actually be a role model for the next generations of what it can look like to be really trendy and attractive and stylish and to put out amazing music, but the music has meaning and I actually walk in integrity and honor myself and the people around me and don't compromise my morals in order to fit into a box or a perception that the music industry has kind of created with this genre. I haven't told a lot of people this, but I actually have a dream to one day be on the cover of Rolling Stone. And, here I am, just this like tatted out, bandana wearing, blues rock, alt rock artist. But I'm putting out messages and morals and having a positive voice and a positive impact in the next generations, the younger generations' lives as a role model. And so for me, those are just a few of the reasons why I'm pursuing these big dreams with music. And a lot of those reasons are so much bigger than me just gaining success. And so when I feel like giving up, when I feel like quitting, when I feel discouraged, when someone tells me that my music isn't their cup of tea, when I feel like I've been at it for a while and I just, don't know if it's ever going to pay off or if I'm ever going to see those dreams become a reality, when I feel exhausted, when I feel hopeless, when I feel like, what is the point of all of this? Whenever I put myself out there for opportunities and people end up rejecting me or rejecting my music, when I feel knocked down or when I just feel like, man, I just don't have the motivation or the drive to get out of bed and to work on this today, I remind myself of those reasons. And those are actually the things that get me up when I get knocked down and that honestly put a fire back inside of me and refuel me to keep going. For me, just purely gaining success for myself was not a strong enough reason for why I was pursuing music. It might be different for you, but for me, I actually needed reasons that were bigger than me to help me to keep going. So if you're listening to this, if you're watching this via YouTube, I just want to encourage you right now to really take a minute with yourself. This can kind of be your homework after this episode. Get honest with yourself and really ask yourself the question, why do I want this? Why do I want this dream to become a reality? Why am I pursuing it in the first place? And I encourage you to really come up with a strong why for why you're pursuing it, for why you want it to become a reality in your life. And then I want you to actually write that down. Write it down on your phone. Write it down on a piece of paper. Write it down on a whiteboard. And keep that at the forefront of your mind for when you experience opposition, when you experience negativity, when you experience criticism, when you experience hopelessness, when you feel like you're not good enough, when you've been at it for a while and you feel like, when is this going to happen? When is this going to pay off? When you feel like you've failed and you have to get back up and try again. Knowing this at your core and at the forefront of your mind as you actually take practical steps towards your goals and dreams, it's going to keep you going. It's going to keep you motivated. And then when you experience obstacles and opposition, it's going to actually help you to push through those things to keep going and to continue to work towards your goals and your dreams. And I would actually love to hear your why. Feel free to hop over to my YouTube channel, Dare to Dream Podcast, and post a comment. You can also hop over to my Instagram or my TikTok or my Twitter or my Facebook. It's all under Dare to Dream Podcast. And shoot me a message, post a comment. Tell me what you're discovering about yourself along this journey. Tell me your why for why you're pursuing the dream that you're pursuing. I would love to hear from all of you and join you on your journey. Thank you all so much for listening. Be sure to subscribe to my podcast, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on all of my social medias as I do post a lot of motivational clips and quotes. And that way you will also get notified about upcoming future videos. I hope you all have a great rest of your day and be sure to tune into next week's episode 4, where I'm going to be talking about how I started a podcast in 2 weeks. Na, 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 na.